If you want to be more efficient and effective while experiencing more inner peace, then working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a Band-Aid is vital. Welcome to Life Fix University podcast. I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
Do you struggle with remembering directions? Do you find yourself always getting lost? Today, we're going to discuss why you might have a hard time with directions, ways to help yourself when you are lost, and strategies to rewire your brain so you don't get lost ever again. Well, at least a lot less. That's what's coming up next on the Life Fix University podcast, episode 356. But first, if you want to be more efficient and effective, not get lost, be organized, be in time for your meeting, and have your lives just like flowing, you will want to rewire your brain. So head over to lifefixuniversity.com/coaching for exclusive one-on-one coaching. Find out what you can do so that way your life just runs. It will be epic. That's LifePix, LIFE, like life, Pix, PIX, university.com/coaching. Now, for today's real life challenge, imagine you just finished an appointment in a medical building and you're running to pick up your child from school. The problem is that at every corner, you don't know where to turn. You don't know how to get out of the building. When you finally get outside, you can't find your car because it's on the other side of the building. This comes from the cognitive deficiency of spatial orientation, knowing where you are in this world. The goal is to rewire your brain so your brain has an easier time with spatial orientation, with knowing where it is in the world, with directions, where's north, south, west, and east, rights, left, just like the whole space around you, even how much space you take up. But as you know, rewiring your brain takes time. And if you get lost tomorrow, you need a strategy to help you tomorrow. So what I'm going to do for you is give you both short-term strategies and long-term strategies. The short-term strategies will help you now when you're lost today, tomorrow, and the long-term strategies will rewire your brain so you no longer get lost anymore and you don't even need the short-term strategies. Ready? Here are first 3 short-term strategies. Number 1, work with your brain. If you said yes in the beginning of this episode, if you know you have a hard time with directions, work with your brain instead of getting frustrated that you are not being able to follow directions. Number 2, whenever you park your car in a place that you don't think you're going to remember where your car is, take a picture of the area. Big parking lots usually have rows and areas with signs explaining where your car is. And if it's just on a random corner on a street, like in Manhattan or some crazy place where you're not going to remember, then take a picture of the corner. Go to the closest corner that you're at and take a picture of both roads, both street names, so you'll remember it. This way, first of all, you'll have an easier time remembering it because you actually took an extra second to look at it. But also, in case you get lost and you can't find it, you could always ask someone, hey, how do I get to 15th Avenue or Forest Street or whatever it is? Bonus, you could take pictures of other landmarks or other point of references, as we like to call them, to help you get back to your car. So think of interesting signs on the wall or doorways or anything that you could take a picture. And in case you get lost, you could show someone, hey, where's this? And they'll help you find that. Now for number 3, this is already heading into long-term strategy because although it's helping you for the now, it's going to also start rewiring your brain for the long term. As you walk towards your destination, make a mental note of distinct things that you're passing by and the direction that you're following and the ways that you're turning. So I am walking down this hallway, passing by the red window and turning right. Say it out loud. It will help your brain remember it even more. Just be careful. On the way back, you're going to be doing the opposite. If on the way there, you made a right, on the way back, you're going to make a left. Now, for the 4 long-term strategies, remember, these are strategies that are going to change the way your brain thinks about directions forever, okay? But these strategies are not a one and done. You just do them and then your brain is automatically rewired. You have to do them over and over and over and over again until it's in your brain so much that you don't even have to think about directions anymore. It just happens easily. Yes, in the beginning, it's going to be harder, but the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. Ready? Number 1, when you have to drive somewhere, it takes quite a while, but it's familiar. You've been there quite a few times. Maybe you're going to your grandma's house. I know I do this every time I go to my grandma. Or maybe you're just going to a mall that's a little bit further and you've been there multiple times. Usually you use your phone, you use Waze, Google Maps. This time, don't use your phone. Keep your phone in case you get lost, but see if you could drive there without using your phone. When I started doing this, when I was driving to my grandma, it started off like short. Okay, so for the first 20 minutes, I didn't need my phone. And then half hour, 40 minutes until I was able to get like almost all the way there without ever having to use my phone. But it took practice. Now, long-term strategy number 2 is a place that is super close to you and you go there often. Think the gym, work, the grocery store. Try to take a new route as often as you can. Just be prepared. You might get lost, even though you've been there so many times, but it's worth it. Number 3, if you're driving somewhere where you've never been to before and your automatic reaction is to turn on your phone, check Google Maps, right? This time, try to see if instead of checking Google Maps, ask a person to tell you the directions. Just make sure this person has patience. So that way you could have the person tell you the directions. You're going to repeat it back to them. Make sure you understand the directions. It's sitting in your brain and then try to follow it through. Again, you're going to have your phone as a backup. So in case you do get lost, you'll know what to do. And number 4, a lot of people who have a hard time with directions struggle with their rights and lefts. Even if they know their own rights and lefts, as soon as someone's in a different direction, then it's really hard for them. I'm one of those people, or I used to be one of those people until I rewired my brain. And one of the things that really, really helped me and helped my clients is the game called Right Turn, Left Turn. Yes, it is a kid's game. Yes, it's a challenge. So go buy it. It's worth a couple of bucks. It will make a massive difference. We covered a ton of things in this episode, so I'm going to quickly review it for you. First, 3 short-term strategies for when you're lost right now is number 1, work with your brain. Number 2, take a picture of where you parked and where you are. And number 3, make a mental note of what you are passing as you walk to the place that you're walking. Now, for long-term strategies, these are the strategies I really care about because this is what's going to rewire your brain. Number 1, when you're going to a familiar place, go without Google Maps or Waze. Number 2, take a new route to somewhere where you go often. Number 3, instead of using your phone to find directions, ask a person. And number 4, play right turn, left turn. Your challenge this week is to choose one of the long-term strategies because, like I said, I care about those more and do them multiple times per week. Even better yet, schedule them out into the next couple of weeks, how you're going to make sure you are going to do this often. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Life Fix University podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Have an awesome rest of your day and grow those dendrites.